Welcome back to another episode, another installment, another chapter of Middle of the River with me, your host, Carlos. It's been 3 weeks, probably walking into May right now. I think my last recording, probably the end of March, maybe mid March. I'm gonna have to check the timestamp. But yeah, it's been some time just because everything going on and weekends literally taking over my time slot for recording has been it's like let's not push to shove, let's actually let's stay in the edit room and watch what we've done and how to better the next episode or not make the same flops. Being stiff, no memory on the camera. Um and then also like every week, like trying to keep a week to week consistency. It feels like not much has happened in between to sit here and talk to you guys about it. So with the time that's passed and everything that's happened, I every week I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. All right, this is great. Oh my god, hit the mic, sorry. This is gonna be great content. This is gonna be good. All right, I got entrees. I have side dishes of content to bring to the episode. So, and sometimes I tell myself, write this down, put this in notes so you can come back to it later. Nah, 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 nah. Just keep driving. It's all right. You'll remember. You'll remember. But still, a lot of good stuff. Um, especially with what I've been watching. Invincible season 4 just not just came out, actually just finished, and they did that season amazing. They did change a little bit from the graphic novel, but it still worked very well. It still got the idea across, just kind of I would say different visuals. Um but still clean. Great season. Uh Thrag was a beast. Mark just being invincible has been a and going through it though, finally seeing like PTSD and showing that side of it has been really cool. Superheroes definitely have a can take trauma, experience trauma. So that being a big part of this season was really cool. And just getting destroyed between conquest and the war. Yeah, this is a very action graphic season. What else have I been watching? Um, okay. You want to talk about Dark and Twisted? Hollywood Demons on HBO. Wow, 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 wow. So between being that the world eats up so much content and we attach ourselves to characters, but really are attaching ourselves to the actors or actresses and thinking like, oh, I can relate with this person, but they're playing a character, and then to see who they are outside of work, the side that we don't see. Hollywood Demons does that so well. And again, in the negatives, I guess, not that it's cool or good, but it's like a true crime documentary. But that series was in depth with so many actors that I grew up with or just would see so consistently. And to see what a twist they are outside of work, insane. If you like true crime documentaries, it's really good, especially when it brings in all the faces of Hollywood that you've grown up with. The father from Seventh Heaven. Who else was a big one? Uh, the Green Ranger, Jason. Like his whole. Actually, the curse of the Power Rangers is I didn't know there was a curse, or even knowing the history behind why there's so many new Power Rangers. What a business. Um, curveball. You know, like how they keep all the royalties, and right when the actors' is contracts are up, they just switch them out. You know, like right when it comes time to renegotiate, they just new cast. Don't worry about it. You got your pay. We keep our millions and our royalties, and that was insane. Who else was a big one? Hmm. I binged them so fast. I'm like, I think the Jerry Springer documentary was separate, but it was between the three that I watched. It was Hollywood Demons, um, oh, Hollywood Demons, Boy Band Confidential, and then the Jerry Springer Show. I binged all three, so it's kind of like a big blur. But Young Child Actors was a good episode. Mm, covers Orlando Brown and his, fall. The actor from Blank Check, who I didn't realize was in so many other movies, but I remember him from Blank Check, so it was cool to see him. Uh, who else? um, yeah, there were some episodes I was like, ooh, I did not expect this person, but I am drawing a horrible blank right now. They really hooked me with the Father from Seventh Heaven as the first episode, opening up the whole series. Um, Either way, if you're into true crime documentaries, talk about perfect hand in hand crime, or at least a great dark documentary with faces that you've grown up and are familiar with. So, yeah, that was great. What else have I been watching? I binged Reacher. I binged The Pit. Reacher, I felt like every situation that he was in could be handled in the episode that it was presented in, but for some reason it would drag out all season. Like for some reason it would spiral into something bigger and bigger and bigger, and it would take the whole season to solve, or come to a close. So it's cool to see. I understood the hype. I couldn't imagine watching it and waiting a week after a week to kind of have the whole season come to a close, but not a bad show. The Pit. I am a diehard House fan. Uh, so for to watch The Pit, it kind of brings in the intensity of being in an emergency room, and also kind of throw in all these medical terminologies or situations at you at at a fast pace to kind of keep that intensity. And the fact that the whole season is one shift in The Pit, that's insane. That's a lot to deal with in a 12-hour shift, and then to go home and be like, all right, doing it again tomorrow. Can't wait. Uh so yeah, shout out to all anyone in the medical field, nurses, doctors, surgeons, ER nurses, like even the what was the people in the center called? I think they were just like administration. Oh yeah, shout out to all of you, because to keep all that going is insane. Um, I felt stressed just watching it, so I can imagine willingly clocking in every day and being like, all right, let's see what happens today. Like your nerves have to be fried. Insane. What else have I been watching? Uh, I haven't seen anything of the play. I mean, I've seen some kind of highlights now. I know LeBron and Bronny had a moment, and everybody's bashing Bronny. But again, the history of it, or like the moment, is father and son in the playoffs, and Yeah, that's really been it. Like, besides people commentating on horrible performances from players in the playoffs, yeah, I've been so disconnected with everything going off or going on. Usually, get filled in by my cousin or see highlights on YouTube. But um, yeah, maybe I'll chime in eventually, but I doubt it. I usually chime in for the playoffs. Like, all right, now it's getting intense. It's getting good. But yeah, no, I don't know. Maybe we'll see. Hope I didn't slurp into the mic. Ooh. But um, and I guess I gotta give all this credit to binging all of One Piece recently. Like, it brought my binging cursed energy through the roof. Um, and yeah, after binging all 1,155 episodes of One Piece before this latest season came out, I consume episodes and shows like it's nothing, like it's water. So yeah. Oh, even speaking of One Piece is running right now. Current season, we're in Elbath. A lot of people were worried. A lot of people were worried that animation was gonna be off or just new. And even watching the whole series, I saw as the animation transitioned, but I mean, it looks pretty good. It's going really well. No complaints from me, and I haven't seen this week's episode yet, but I think they were just introduced to where the sun god is in Elbath, which is interesting. I think Usopp, Luffy are like going crazy over this grasshopper biker guy, but all in all, animation's good. Can't wait to see where Elbath goes, even though I'm kind of keeping up with the manga as well. Um, and being that that's at a week to week, still need something to binge anime wise. So I've started ReZero. I hear so many great things from ReZero. Like 5 episodes in, and wow, you would think it'd be a cool power, but the way the way that they're rolling it out and how he relives day after day, insane. If so messed up. But if you're looking for a new show to binge and hour-long episodes, which is very unusual in the anime world, it's going pretty good. Not that far in, but I'm gonna watch it all the way through. Um, a new show, a new show that came out for the spring lineup, Damon's, from the creators of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, is four episodes in and going really good. Animation's good, storyline is really good. I love the characters. A lot of similarities between characters from Full Metal, and not expecting them to be the same, but all in all, story's good. And we're just getting into I mean, actually, right off the first episode, you get into action, but now it's like we know the story, and the story is definitely kicking up because Yuru did not hesitate once the situation popped off. So kind of keeps you hooked. And I really like that. I don't think they're sorcerers, but certain people have daemons, and it's cool to see that kind of fighting sense. So that's pretty cool. But all in all, really excited to see where the show goes. And yeah, so I actually saw this title, I want to say last year, maybe like in the fall, and just the trailer, the teaser hooked me. So glad to see that this is kind of coming through. What else? What else? Yeah, this actually has a cold breeze. Oh wow, it cleared up. Weather has been a roller coaster of it's summer. It's summer. All right. We out here with the Hoochie Daddy shorts. Winter. Don't put the hoodies away. Don't put the sweats away. And it's like, make up your mind, please. I know April showers, but April winters, unnecessary. May, you need to step up. Speaking of May and winter, Iceman dropping. Can't wait. I think I pray I didn't see like a song list. Like it was song titles and certain letters equaled Iceman. And it was like 6 songs. I pray this album at least 12 songs. If it's more than 12, hopefully, if 12, more than 6, I would like to do like a listen party. Which only drives me to get this out before Iceman drops. Hard body Drake fan. Sorry. Not sorry, actually. Hard body Drake fan. So this album has been anticipated, hit the mic again, for a year now. So I'd love to see what he's been cooking up and, taking his time with. That's gonna be exciting. I pray. Hopefully it sparks the summer, if that's what he's doing. I can't believe he dropped Ice Monument, and apparently the release date was in it, but then I guess so much speculation about it, he just dropped the release date so there's no confusion. But yeah, that's gonna be cool. Even like the streams that he was doing was different. I tried watching all of them, but they were so long and like trying to pick up on the clues of what he was trying to put down about the album, but very different. Yeah, so looking forward to that. Hopefully, if somebody's willing to sit in with me and not get so overwhelmed about the camera, hopefully I can do a listen party or just like a listen party for that album, and then just or even just I'll do a review once it drops, because I know YouTube gets a little crazy about playing music or yeah. So maybe I'll just do a review. We'll see how that goes. Now that we're all comfortable and checked in, start covering the topics. Let's get into sleep has been trash. So trash. So again, I'm available for the 6-month course that I'm going to be starting tomorrow, and we'll get back to that. I started working overnight, and with starting overnight, completely threw my sleep schedule off, like way off. I thought I could, just clock out, and because I'm so tired, I'll be able to do 8 hours of sleep. But of course not. That wasn't even an idea, because I would get home and just like, all right, avoid any light, avoid the sun. I would shower, come out the bathroom, and here's the sun just blasting through the windows. Great. Love it. Love the sun, but not working with, trying to go to sleep at 7:30, 8 o'clock. And I made sure my room is pitch black, cold, and sure enough, if I'm down by 8, it is a guarantee 4 hours and 1 minute later, I'm up for some reason, just up. It's like, what's going on? How long did I sleep? Oh, 4 hours. Oh my God. When I was trying to hit 8 hours of sleep. So have I hit 8 hours of sleep since? Absolutely not. I've even considered taking melatonin, but trying to literally plan Z or whatever can be after Z and another 100 plans because I know there's like a lot of negative effects from melatonin. If you start taking it, then your body doesn't produce it, or it's like harder for your body to produce it. But so, heavy on the magnesium glycinate. That's actually helps me go down, and the cold room and darkness, no light at all helps a lot. So I think I'm going into. I hit the mic again. Going into week 3 at the new job. So 2 weeks of sleep being dog water, trash. Um, some days I would get 3 hours. Some days I feel great. Not feel great, but happy I got to 4 hours and then just go about running errands or trying to make it to the gym. See what we don't do bubbly drinks while recording. But yeah, trying to keep a consistent or trying to keep up with the workout plan or the splits was horrendous. Like I would try to knock back some caffeine. Speaking of caffeine, shout out to Ghost because they're on a generational run right now. Hooked like a crackhead right now. Hooked like the number one fan. If I were to get a Ghost postcard right now, I'd be through the moon. If I could get a Ghost t-shirt or a shipment of originals or 7-Ups, that would be amazing. That I would Yeah, caffeine's a problem right now. But back to what I was saying. I would take that 4-hour nap pretty much because it's definitely not even considered sleep on Whoop. And like, all right, if I go kill myself in the gym right now, I can come back and be dead enough to take a nap before work. No, I'm geared up with caffeine, come back from my workout, and just, all right, let me try to lay down. Nah, not happening. This is a problem. And then time's just ticking. Time can't move fast enough once you have like a clock in time. But that was horrendous. Like there's days where and the days off even worse because now it's like, oh, you should go to sleep at regular time, and nah, I might get my body takes it as like a nap. So even if I go down early, I'm up within 3 hours, wide awake, and it's not even like let me get a sip of water and roll over, flip the pillow to the cold side, get resituated. Not happening. Um, so I would, just get up, watch some TV, do some scrolling, and because I wouldn't even be in the mindset to want to be productive. Like it's like, why can't I sleep? Like why can't I stay down? Why can't if I could just get a full 8 hours, I can conquer the world the next day, or I can take full advantage of my day off. But of course not. Not gonna happen. So horrible. So that actually took a learning curve. But right now, I think I have it down. So trying to get the workout in before work, not happening. What I have been doing is like I'll have my meals throughout work, like everything I need intake wise. I'll knock it out between like my meal before work, my 2 meals at work, and then my pre workout. Literally ends my day of intake. And because I take my pre workout meal, leaving work, go straight to the gym, I'm perfect. Like my body's ready to push some weight, and I don't have caffeine. I think like my last intake of caffeine will be at 3:30, which still puts it 8 hours out from when I'm gonna go to sleep. So leaving work still up on my last intake of caffeine to yeah, going to the gym and just kind of riding out the carb spike, like 2 rice cakes and some beet juice. If you don't know, try it out. Thank me later. And yeah, workouts have been great since I been following that kind of regimen. I'll leave the gym, come home, maybe drink a, drink the magnesium, shower, lay down. I've gotten my sleep up to 6 hours, so kind of in that good range, 6 to 8. Feel a whole lot better. So glad I got out of that sleep slaughter because your mental state is unbelievable. Like the things that come across your mind are just like sleep deprivation is probably the worst torture. I understand why world governments do that to prisoners of war because at that point, bro, I'll tell you anything. I don't care. Please let me sleep. Yeah, sleep deprivation. Shout out to anybody that can run and operate on 3, 4 hours of sleep because I cannot. I mean, I did. It's just horrible. Very, very bad mental state. So yeah, sleep is back up. Workouts are back up. I was still doing them, but they weren't feeling as fulfilling. And it was definitely just like checking the box, like, oh, gotta go in today. Halfway through, like, all right, let me just start cutting workouts here. I'm not even pushing the same way as I was before, but it also comes into, the cut meal plan. Definitely getting less calories in. And also not caffeined out of my brains walking into the gym. So, but all in all, steps are up. Caffeine is up. Actually, I went cold turkey for I think a day and a half or two, and the caffeine migraine started hitting in. I was like, ooh, all right, hooked. The hook is in. um, so at that moment, I tried. Let me just crack one can and just take it, and it kind of settled it, but migraine was still there. So I don't know if it was dehydration or just the caffeine need, but we're back to a smooth area. We're back to a good area right now. And it's good that I've had kind of like weeks to experience each step in this Delulu journey because if it was all at once, I would probably crashed out. Guaranteed. I'm cooked. Forget all this. Forget this. I'm just going to go back and just do the norm, like not follow this what if. So, yeah, taking it in steps has been a blessing. Already, just right off the back, if I take off the time that took me to prep and kind of press record already, we're already breaking record on how long this episode is. So, feeling amazing about that. Just having all the built up energy of like having so much I want to talk about to getting in front of all the equipment and saying and just getting it out, feeling comfortable. I can definitely tell this is definitely growth and just remembering to be comfortable and enjoy it. So this has been really good. The year one flops, I'm going to try to cut out and stay focused. Like even with the other project, I would have a checklist. Is the camera recording? Is the audio recording? Are you situated perfectly? Are the lights good? After all that is checked off, can we begin? Let's go. So just gotta get back to the checklist. Audio, make sure always glance down, make sure I'm hitting bars. And yeah. So even though I took a gap, I think it was for the best because now I have so much to check in with everybody about and gives me some kind of not median. What am I thinking? Substance to bring to the episode. So that's been good. Dialing in, keeping it up with the passion. Speaking of passion and niches, uh, I think it's been very trendy right now, but I think I'm about to dive in hard body. Because again, like through growth, through life, you kind of let things go. But sure enough, childhood dreams are coming back. Why? Because I mean, it's been trending for a while now, but Pokemon cards are back stronger than ever. Like these are the the Bitcoins of 2026. And for the longest, I would just watch people just ripping packs and going through packs on TikTok and Instagram, and I'm just like, oh, they're gonna pull something. They're gonna pull something. No, oh, another one. Watch another one. I'll even watch lives of people just ripping packs, and even consider like buying packs off the live host. Um, but I don't think. Whoa, tangent. Caffeine has me going. Trying to keep a fast, being I just woke up and trying to eat a little later because that's kind of in my routine. But serious growl just happened, which probably isn't good for the gains. But we're gonna stay focused. But yeah, buying packs or and kind of ripping them yourself, I feel like is another level of intensity. And funny enough, while I've been talking to myself on not getting into this because stay focused, podcast, career, budget for tuition, I would always keep an eye in the trading card section at Target or at any store that I've seen sells them or scalpers are going to just empty out the shelves. And sure enough, every time I glance over, it's empty. So it's like, yo, these guys are on clockwork. If they know when the shipment's coming in, they're there that morning, ready to just pull the whole rack off and just bought. I'm sure it's streamers. I'm sure it's people collecting. I know there's a lot of card shows now popping up, and I actually wanna it. I do wanna attend. I do want to go to a couple of those card shows, but I'd love to have my own binder, or just I don't even have a chase card yet. Still have to dial all that in, but I'm definitely I really really want to start, and I don't want to make it an obsession, but maybe something, maybe a pack or two a week. Definitely, I would love to buy a box. If I can get a box, that would be sick. I might even put it just in the background and keep it as eye candy. Um, that would be sick. But yeah, between Pokemon and One Piece, I think those would be the two I'd collect for the time being. Or like definitely I'm interested because Pokemon, complete classic. Complete classic. Love all the artwork, love the energy it's carrying right now. And One Piece, because I just binged it and fell in love with the show. Their card design is definitely really cool. So I would love to pull a Zoro. I'd love to pull um hmm Kizaru would be cool to pull. A Garp. I don't know if there's like alternate arts of Garp. Haven't really researched. I've kind of seen people um ripping packs and kind of just going through it. Um yeah, Zoro would be cool. A Frankie, a Brooke, if there is, I haven't seen. Mm, Yeah, like yeah, I don't even know chase cards in the One Piece world, but their card design is sick. Um, yeah, that would be so sick. I wonder what Doflamingo cards look like, cause that's just a sick character. So, does Emu have a card? I haven't seen any of that. Um, Trafalgar, I've seen cards. I've seen cards of Virgo. Yeah. Oh yeah, I think I'll dive. Uh, and I don't even know like what's the consistency of like pulling cool cards like that. Like how many duds, packs am I gonna get before I start like building a oh this is a good card, this is a good card. So it would be so cool to dive into and kind of get trendy, you know? So but Pikachu, get Pikachu. Oh my god. I'm visualizing like one of the top Pikachu cards right now as I say that. But the hopefully the Pokemon longevity continues another 20 years because the hype is through the roof right now. Um yeah, I wish I kept my Pokemon cards from back in the day. Even my Yu-Gi-Oh cards from back in the day. I remember my brother pretty much took ownership of the shoebox of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I think even like a couple years ago traded them in or um like appraised them and stuff like that. But just being in the shoebox alone, there's no PSA 10s, there's no nothing like that. But definitely raw, cards that probably still hold value. So sure enough, if not the next episode, maybe one of the episodes coming up, we're gonna start ripping packs. Um, or maybe even on the shorts I'll put on the pages. But that would be so cool to get into. Um, yeah. So finish up passion. We're about to get into One Piece and Pokemon trading card collecting. And now checking in with the Delulu Journey Club. In the sense of career wise, we covered health, we covered sleep. Health is sleep. We covered passion, the now career wise, paying the bills, being an adult. School starts tomorrow. So this is why another reason I wanted to get this episode done today. I did orientation last week. That was okay. They kind of go over the curriculum, what to expect, what to wear. Had to go out and look like a tradesman already, a journeyman. Boots, jeans, tees, no graphics. For school at that. So I guess, start building that now, going into school. Being that first phase was leaving my warehouse job, which was kind of heartfelt. Was there at that one? I was there for would have been 3 years in August. So yeah, a lot of you know friends I made through the years there, and kind of finally coming to terms from stepping away from it, not just talking about it, was like ready to do it, but then realizing, damn, I'm not gonna see all these people on a regular basis anymore. Like your tribe, your community, at least your work community, is gonna not be there every day. So that last day was kind of like, like let's get it done. Because at the same time, funny enough, I had started my overnight job, I think the week prior to my last day. So I had an overnight shift that not overlapped, but was back to back to my last day shift. So interesting preview to pretty much what I'm going to be running for school, at least 3 of the 5 days I'm in school. where I'm going to be leaving my night shift and going straight to school. So, experiencing that from one job to the next was not bad in the beginning, like in the morning. I guess my eyes didn't start burning until about 10:30, 11 o'clock. I had to stay till 3:30, so pretty much a great test run to what I'm going to be doing for overnight work going into school. But the only difference is with the last day, I was more active, wasn't given a chance to sit down. Did I take first break? Yeah, I did. I took both breaks. So yeah, I didn't sit down that much. But with school, I'm sure I'm going to be, at least for the first term, which is a lot of book work. I'm going to be sitting down a lot. So that is the only thing I'm kind of worried about. But caffeine will be with me at all times. I don't even know what they didn't say anything about like a drink or policy or yeah, I don't know. I was even thinking maybe the ultra pouches, which is like B12, L-theanine, like not caffeine, but still great for cognitive function. So I was thinking about doing those ultra pouches. I've never done I tried the zines. Whoa, crazy caffeine. I mean, not caffeine, nicotine. Smack to the mouth. I tried. I think I tried a caffeine. I tried caffeine pouches. You feel a little uppity, but nothing too crazy. Nothing can replace drinking an energy drink. Like it's an easier delivery system, but I don't know, kind of weird. So definitely a question on day one. What's your take on drinks in the classroom? Because even just hydration needs to be a great time to kind of get in and kind of stay active. Because if I sit down, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if I'm gonna start head rocking, eye fluttering, while the teacher's going over the lesson. So tomorrow, well, tonight I don't work, and like so the first 2 days of school I don't work overnight, which is cool because then I can get my workouts in early. Because sure enough, I'm not gonna sleep a full 6 or 8 hours tonight since I just slept. So I'm expecting from this pattern or routine, I'm probably gonna be up by 2, 3 o'clock. Don't have to be at school till 7:10. So if I'm up at 2, 3 o'clock, I see I can probably get a workout in and then still go about my day, be on time Monday and Tuesday. Off Sunday, off Monday. So Tuesday night I will have to work. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday will be night shift to school, night shift to school, night shift to school. So with that, yeah, the workout's gonna have to be after school, and then here we go, short nap before work. Or are the workouts non-existent? So this first week is gonna be interesting on trying different things. How tired am I coming out of school? And is the workout gonna be productive? Or should I just come home and crash and then take 3 days off from workouts to get sleep and not be a dysfunctional human being, and then save my workouts for the weekends when I don't have school. Um, I'll let you know next week. That so now we're starting school. I can come back and be like, let's talk about this first week of school and working overnight. So back to back. How are the drives home? Are they safe? Um, what are your tactics of driving when you are completely dead tired? You know, do you karaoke? Do you put the hand out the window? Do you stay on a phone call with somebody? If you have any crazy tactics, any kind of like, do you get like a fidget object to kind of stay moving while driving? I don't know how I'm using two fidget spinners while driving, maybe one, and one hand on the steering wheel. But again, gotta gauge how tired I'm gonna be after school. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. So, all right, next phase starts tomorrow. The school aspect of this whole Delulu journey. But yeah, so far, like, thank God I gave myself, not gave myself, but it also rolled out that way where I left one job, started one, started the other, um, got over the sleep deprivation hump to where I kind of have it under a good routine, and now going into school. So literally the 6 months starts tomorrow. And not gonna lie, like being awake for the early mornings, especially going into spring, has been nice. You know, you kind of have like your misty, foggy mornings, your light mist, um, kind of frigid, but also some days are like kind of cool. Some days are gorgeous where it's like sleep is the last thing I want to do. Like, let's be outside because the sun is up and it's gorgeous. Um, so yeah, glad I was able to do all that in like weeks, like a week. I guess like overnight, I'm at what, 2 weeks going on to three. Sleep cycle, trash, 2 weeks as well. And now going into school. So should be interesting. Got my first day of school outfit already laid out. I actually still have to make my meals. So that's what I'm probably going to do after this. Meals and yeah, probably have my first meal after this now. So, all in all, great recording, great episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Yeah, hopefully we start ripping some packs next episode. Uh, talk about One Piece. Any other shows? Oh, ReZero. Could get have further into ReZero. Damon's. Let's see how sleep goes for the next episode. That should be interesting. But all in all, continue with me on this Delulu journey. And if you have any crazy ideas you thought were crazy and want to pursue them, this is where we can talk about it. You know, this is where we can encourage the crazy thought being the the real thought or the action, you know, of it all. So, yeah. I don't have a sign off yet, you know? So it's like talk to you later. See you next time. Dragon Ball Z. Uh See you on the next one. How about that? Ooh, that's clean. All right, guys.